I think with everything that's going on right now, the uncertainty with Trump tariffs, the manufacturers are trying their best to kind of scramble around whether or not you can say tariffs and inventory, because technically it's, kind of talking about distressed inventory, which is a big no-no when you're doing advertising for OEMs. But I think that's only going so far. And I said in a previous video, I don't think advertising tariff-free or non-tariffed inventory, I don't think that's the choice that I would make if it were my store. So way back in 2020 through 2022, when we were all, charging all the money for every car on the lot because we didn't have a whole lot of cars on the lot, I think a lot of the 12 steps to the sale, just like the standard basic sales processes, kind of went out the window. But now, over the past 2 years, you have to know how to sell. You have to know how to be personable. You have to know how to have the proper level of customer service. You have to know how to provide a unique and positive sales experience for a customer. And I think my salespeople that already knew how to do that, who really thrived through COVID and are now back on the other end of it, it just seems like we all, turned into Honda salesmen there for a couple of years, and now we forgot how to actually sell cars. Because that's more often than not what I'm finding when I hear a store is just not selling what their goal is. Hey, that traffic looks great, but I'm not selling to what my goal is still. All right, so what's changed in your internal processes? And pretty much every time I'll submit a, mystery shop and try to see what the sales process is via chat, via phone, via form lead, and there's something broken along the lines there. They're only reaching out one time. They're only responding back one time. Their only purpose in life is, hey, when can you come in? When can you come in? When can you come in? Well, in the days that we're in now, where online digital retailing tools, where, people basically could buy the car before they ever set foot in your store, asking a customer before you've really gotten a connection with him or to communicate with him at all, asking him, hey, when can you come in? Honestly, it's just not going to get you very far. So I think if it were me, if it were my store, I think what I would do is I would start going back to level 1. I would start going back to ground zero and really having the distinct conversation with my sales team, okay, today, this week, we're going to go through steps 1 through 6 of the sale, and we're going to do mock walkarounds, and we're going to have walk-around contests, and we're going to do all the things that we used to do to make sure our salespeople stayed sharp, make sure our salespeople stayed frosty with making sure they could handle any kind of objections that a customer has, make sure that they are not trying to sell the car before the customer walks in the door. Make sure they're not trying to put the cart before the horse. Because there's far too many times where I'll go through a CRM for a store and I'll see, well, you got 800 leads last month. Well, yeah, but 200 of them weren't any good. Okay, well, that leaves 600. Did you guys sell 600 cars? Well, no, that department sold 100. Oh, okay. All right, so we had 600 leads. We sold 100 cars. So what happened to the other 500? Are you telling me they're bad? Well, they're probably not in the buying cycle right then, there, at that moment. But did we say anything to them that had value, that when they do come into the or are we continuing the communication with them so that when they do come into the buying cycle, that we're prepared to have that conversation or to move that conversation along insofar as when they are ready to make the buying decision, that we're still in communication with them. And forcing people to communicate with you, email you, text you, chat with you, multiple different ways, multiple different times. The more someone that reaches out to you, the closer they are to the sale. So they send in a form lead and they don't respond to us, okay. But if they send in a chat lead and then call us and they don't respond to us, they're closer to making a buying decision. We're just not saying anything of great value to them to make them make that jump. So what I would highly recommend is reviewing your good phone calls and your bad phone calls when you're in a sales meeting, for sure, 100%. Because by doing that, what you're actually showing your sales team is they're learning what a good call sounds like, what a bad call sounds like, and they're adjusting as such. If the sole purpose of every single call is get them in, get them in, get them in, get them in, you're really not prioritizing the customer's needs over your needs, because your needs are to get them in the door. The customer's needs are trying to figure out what they're looking for, what that product that you are selling, what need does that satisfy? What solution does that give them to the problem they have? They need a vehicle. So finding out more about, slowing the process down and finding out more about the consumer to make sure we're fitting the right car and the right person at the right time, you know, and right budget and everything else, not only assures this vehicle sale, but assures all the rest of them too. I said this 1,000 times, you know, people buy 8 to 10 cars in their lifetime. If you only want to sell one car to that one customer that one time, you know, keep doing what you're doing. That's great. But if you want to sell 8 to 10 cars to that one customer over their lifetime, take the time to slow down and ask the questions and figure out what works best for them. Those types of customers will buy from you repeatedly if you took the time, not only before the sale, but after the sale, to make sure that they understand their vehicle, to make sure they didn't have any further questions, to make sure that's the right vehicle that fits their needs, that solves the problem for which they're trying to solve by buying a car. So a lot of times people, I think the last statistic was like 72% of consumers who shop for a vehicle online don't buy the car they originally inquired about. I mean, that's facts. That's actual facts. So that tells me that there is definitely a lot of shopping to be done, not only when, you know, people are online looking around, looking at Auto Trader and the different sites, but there's also a lot of shopping to be done when they actually find the dealership they want to buy a vehicle from. It's up to us to really make sure we're present in that conversation to find the right vehicle for them. So what I would really challenge any salesperson and any sales manager is to do mock walkarounds with other salespeople to highlight. You might do something totally different than that other guy does that actually would help you step up your game with regards to a walk around for a customer. I'm not saying you should be doing fact finding and credit checking on the lot or over the phone, but what I am saying is you can figure out how to help that customer, not just at that moment, but also, so like I said, you can be helping them with the 8 to 10 cars they're going to buy in their lifetime. There was a store in Albuquerque that if the customer's credit wasn't really where it needed to be to buy a car, they actually would connect them with the credit repair agency. And then the credit repair agency would refer them back to the dealership when the consumers were in a position to buy a car. That's a great symbiotic relationship that not only helps the people repair their credit, but it helps both businesses, right? Because the credit repair place, they are earning money in business, and then the dealership's earning money in business, and the consumer, they'll remember that. Hey, this is the dealership that helped me repair my credit. Yeah, we're not buying anywhere else. We're going to buy from them from now on. So thinking of the long game, thinking of how you treat your customers in that manner, in that way, so it's a long game, it's a long relationship. I mean, that's really the best way to kind of get that repeat and referral business and that loyalty that we all complain about all the time. But what really are you doing today to earn the loyalty of the shoppers you have? I mean, it's an honest question. Give yourself an honest answer. That's all I got for this week. Happy selling.